Our story begins at the pearly gates. St. Peter and a panel of judges have convened to interview today's potential entrants into heaven.
Next up we have... Keith Richards just got hit by a transport.
Finally! We've been waiting for him since 72.
He should be here any minute. Wait, what? No, he just got up and walked away. Okay, next up we have... Oh my god, you won't believe this.
What?
Bob Knuckle.
Oh, I know!
Alright, bring him in. Mr. Knuckle! We are the keepers of heaven's gates.
Here to determine whether you will be allowed into heaven or whether you will have to spend all of eternity in... What'll it be for Mr. Knuckle?
What will hell be for Mr. Knuckle?
A canoe trip.
Ah, yes, a canoe trip. A particularly evil eternity for you. Ho, ho, ho.
I am St. Peter, keeper of heaven's gates, and the other members of the panel are the Pope, Santa Claus, and Mother Teresa.
Why are they all so young?
In heaven, you get to be whatever age you want when you enjoyed life most.
Why is the Pope a girl?
In heaven, you get to be whatever you want. There's Richard Nixon right there.
So for the record, can you please state your full name,
Robert Gordon Knuckle.
birth date, and place?
February 15th, 1935, Windsor, Ontario.
And can you please provide the panel a piece of secret information to prove that you are the real Robert Knuckle?
I pretty much forced every person I know to come to every single one of my plays.
You know, Bill Fowler, Jack Sibbald, and Phil Droulard all mentioned that.
Okay, so you are the real Bob Knuckle. Now let's get started. So this is how it's going to work, Mr. Knuckle. We have an official record of all of your good deeds, as well as an official record of all of your bad deeds. Each of the panel members have a few questions they would like to ask you. Now, we can resort to some videos from Earth if we need to add some, let's say, clarity to your answers.
The first thing we'll look at, Mr. Knuckle, is swearing. You're allowed up to 53 Bs a year. For things like toe stubs, or when people startle you, or that thing where you step on a rake. So for you, that would be a total of 4,204 allowable curses.
And?
16,470,712.
That's gotta be an X.
Does anybody have the board?
Yep. And an X. There you go.
Can we get a cleanup here?
Fine. Okay.
Thanks.
For the most part, Mr. Knuckle, we are aware that you have honored most of the Ten Commandments. However, we do have some questions. For example, thou shalt not steal. Have you ever stolen anything, Mr. Knuckle?
Never.
Mr. Knuckle.
What?
The hall tree incident at the dining out group?
That never happened.
Play the video.
All right.
That was just a joke. It was a little bit of fun. I gave it back. Do you mind if I have a cookie?
No.
Speaking of cookies, can we get some food for the table?
Sure.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, pizza. Can I have some pizza?
Yes.
Awesome.
Would you like to fess up to any other transgressions, Mr. Knuckle?
There are none.
Well, let's go down to Earth for some video evidence. This video was taken a few days after your demise.
Lakota, could you please pass me a glass?
Sure. Wow, Grandma, where'd you get all these glasses from?
Oh, Grandpa stole them.
Ah, Jesus Christ, Liz.
Excuse me?
Hey, you dirty!
It says here, Mr. Knuckle, that you've accomplished quite a bit in your lifetime.
Well, yes. I was a coach. I wrote a bunch of books.
We don't care so much about your accomplishments, Mr. Knuckle. We know what you've done, but what you're known for is much more important.
Great. I was known for Lombardi. I wrote a bunch of other
We
plays.
know all this, Mr. Knuckle. We had a spy at your visitation who asked all the guests to mark down what they believed you were best known for.
Excellent. That should help me get in here, shouldn't it?
Shit Disturber came in second with 52 votes.
There you go.
It says here, Mr. Knuckle, that you're in the seminary. That will get you a few good points. It is the seminary, Mr. Knuckle, towards which those who are most devout and worthy of heaven are led by their own.
Wait! He quit!
Is this true, Mr. Knuckle?
Why would you quit the seminary, Mr. Knuckle?
Well, I was so devout and religious, I just didn't think it was fair to the other senators.
Remember, we do have video evidence, Mr. Knuckle.
Hey Liz,
Yes.
why did Bob quit the seminary?
He couldn't stand the vow of silence. Can you imagine him trying to be quiet?
Well, Mr. Knuckle, things to be stacking up against you. Is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf before we make our decision?
Skyhawks? No? Silver Fox? My family? Christmas presents?
Christmas presents. There is a clause that would allow us to consider the thoughtfulness of the Christmas presents you've bought over the years.
It's the Santa Claus!
The Santa Claus does not include gifts of money.
No problem. I bought lots of
It's
presents.
the quality, not the quantity, and no, the plain black t-shirts he bought everybody every year does not cut it. As a matter of fact, that's an X.
What about his wife?
Ah, yes. There is a clause that does allow us to consider your wife, and the length and quality of your marriage.
It's called the Mrs. Clause. The Mrs. Clause states that a man who can maintain a long-term, quality relationship with an exceptional saintly woman must be worthy of the consideration. But the woman must be exceptional.
Could you see if my wife would qualify?
Of course. What's your name?
Elizabeth Ann Miles.
Mr. Knuckle, are you serious?
What?
Her canonization is pending, posthumously. She's been pre-approved. She's a first ballot saint.
Well, that will be very helpful. Your marriage to Liz Knuckle has given you many points. Unfortunately, that will not be enough to cover for the 3 strikes against you. Are there any other people who can vote for you?
Are there any other clauses you guys can think of?
What about the people who have worked under you?
Ah, yes, the subordinate clause.
No.
And I think that's it, Mr. Knuckle. We'll convene to make our decision. You're welcome to hang around if you want, but your chart does look pretty bad. I'm not sure. It doesn't look too good for Mr. Knuckle. All the X's on that board.
Wait! I think you should see this.
What is it?
There's a gathering of his life taking place down at Earth as we speak. It's a celebration of his life.
Mr. Knuckle, you might want to come see this. Mr. Knuckle? Mr. Knuckle? Oh, what? Are you aware of the amount of people at the celebration?
Yeah. Just My friends.
Your friends? Those are all your friends?
Yeah, I would think they're just, a lot of my friends.
You mean acquaintances, right?
No, I mean good friends.
What came in first on that chart they made at the visitation?
Good friends, 61, with 12 best friends.
Mr. Knuckle, why don't you tell us this? This is very important and meaningful information.
I guess I just didn't think it was that big of a deal. I mean, good friendships, that's just the way I live my life. I didn't do it to get in heaven. I just made a lot of good friends.
Well, can we not invoke the clause that allows us to override the Constitution of Heaven?
You mean the notwithstanding clause?
But we don't have that kind of authority.
Well, can we ask?
The various wonderful relationships he built throughout his life, the way he went above and beyond for many of his students, the bond he developed between players on the teams he coached, the way he brought people together to create and produce tournaments, shows, and uproarious events, the care he showed, the love he nurtured. He made an important impact on the world. That counts.
Okay, Mr. Knuckle, congratulations. Welcome to heaven. You can park your can on 7B on the left, and the spaghetti dinner you requested will be promptly prepared soon after your visit.
Why did Bob quit the seminary?
He couldn't stand the vow of silence.
Carol, you're
Imagine him not being able to talk.
Hey, Liz, why did Bob quit the seminary?
Oh my god!
Hey, Liz, why did Bob quit the seminary?
He couldn't stand the view.
Quit the seminary.
He couldn't stand the vow of silence.
Liz, do you know why Bob quit the seminary?
No.